Good morning, welcome. It's Anna here, and I'm here today with a flip through of this lovely, big, grungy, eclectic journal. Let's start with the measurements because otherwise I forget. It is 12 inches by 9 inches, so it's a big journal. And it has a spine that is a little bit over an inch. She has 7 signatures that is sewn in with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and she has a hidden hollow back spine, as you might see there. Let me just see if it's hidden. Yes, it is. It's so snug in there. So on the front cover there is a vintage doily, and on top of it I have put a genuine vintage cabinet card, or antique maybe. It looks like it's from the turn of the century somewhere. And there are 4 brads keeping it down, but it's glued down as well, so it won't get loose. The spine is covered with this lovely lace, also vintage. And on the back cover there are a few little pieces down here. As I said, she has 7 signatures and about 170 pages. So let's get into it. The end papers are actually wrapping papers from a Pep Impress book of wrapping papers, and I have backed them on cardstock before putting them down. Here we have a little pocket, and inside it is this extra journaling space. I have made this in one of my use it or lose it. And the pocket itself is also, it's a vintage, it's like a small binder that kept all the bank statements, and it's vintage. And I've done a little bit of collaging here with some lace and book page and an image. And inside it, as you can see, this is the rest of the genuine. I have picked out this bank statements and added in a bunch of paper instead, note paper, so you can journal in there as well. And that keeps close with that paper clip. First page is the actual first page of the original book. I have done a bit of stenciling down here with texture paste. This is a fussy cut from one of the books about vintage fashion, I believe. And she has some wings made out of acetate, and that is Tim Holtz. So she is flying into the book, and this page is actually just tipped in with some washi tape on top of this. That was the first page of the book, and the book was a whole year of Familjejournalen, which was a magazine, and it was the whole year of 1878, so it is antique. And this is the first page of the magazine, and I thought it was beautiful and I wanted it to be in the book. I have at least one folio of tea-dye paper in each signature. Here is the grades from a school, and that is from 1931. That's genuine ephemera. We have a 1920s ledger, lovely handwriting here. This is an envelope, and that's been sewn on, and I have at least one Franken page or Franken folio in each signature, and this is a part of one of them. And down here I have a little card. This is antique as well, mended with some faux cellophane tape, and that is sewn in. And inside it is someone's taxes, and they have paid it. So this is the the receipt of that. And this is from, let me see if I can see that, 1964. That's also genuine ephemera. Back of the envelope has been mended with some cellophane tape and with masking tape. Here we have a folio from a 1968 Webster's Dictionary. And down here I have just put a lovely flower. I can't remember the name of it in English right now. And it has some cheesecloth behind it. Water lily, I believe it is. Here's the rest of the Franken page. Different kind of papers, some grid paper, some end paper, and this is it has also got to do with someone's taxes, and it is from 1950. It's a notice that someone's taxes didn't add up. The rest of the ledger. Here is another vintage document, and this is from 1922, and it is a receipt. Someone has purchased, not really easy to read, but lovely images, lovely patina on this one. Oops. And here, this is from the original text block, and every page has this frame, and I just love it, and the coloring of the pages. I have added a little tab with a pointy finger, and I have added a bit of fabric to it. More, this is really grungy, tea-dyed paper. This is a piece of ledger, and it was really tall, so I folded it up and made it into pockets, and it has been reinforced. It looks like it's cracking, but it's reinforced with masking tape on the inside. And I have closed the pocket with a little tab, not a tab, a label. And inside the pocket is 2 pieces of French ephemera. This is a rag paper book page, and this is from a the heading of a fashion magazine, La Mode Illustrée, is from 1884, 7th of December. And you can do whatever you like with that. Lovely images. So that goes in there. We have some braille paper. Lovely coloring of that one. I did not tea-dye this, it came in this color. Here is some French, I believe it's religious ismicel. And up here I have just glued down a Tim Holtz tag, and inside it is a small ticket, 85 öre. This is really old, and this will go on a subway, and also a memory of someone's communion in 1932. And I love the roses, they are embossed. It's absolutely beautiful, and that goes in there for now. More Franken paper that has been sewn together. I have added small decorations here and there in the journal. That's a small pocket, and inside it is a tag I made. I watched Nancy at Wishes and Weeds, and she made lovely tags with stamps, and I had to do that as well. Love them. And I added that little tea-dyed stamped I don't know what they call tag, round tag with metal rim. It's the closest description I can do. Just gonna check that we are in frame, and it looks like we are. We have more pages from the original text block with a little tab up here, and I love that spread. It's different views from different mountains in Thüringen in Germany. Lovely, lovely. It had to go in the center or something. We have more Franken paper. and more of the missile. And the braille paper was a bit short, so I extended it. I just added a page from a is it a stamp album? I don't remember, but I just added that. No, it's an album where you put your negatives, your photo negative strips, and this was in the front, so you can write down where you have been and so. So I just glued that down and folded it, and that is an interesting addition. Here is the back of that pocket. The rest of the pocket, the ledger, another label down here, and inside it is this little journaling card and a receipt. That's from 1963 maybe. Someone has written really sloppy. And as you can see, where I have sewn, I have left the threads dangling. I have knotted them, so if you don't like them and you are the new owner of this book, you can just cut them off. But I love the dangly threads. Here I have clipped in some interesting things. This is a, not marriage certificate, it's a, yeah, marriage certificate, and it's absolutely beautiful. Love the frame on here, and also the back is so gorgeous. And it's from 1955. Börje and Helena was married. She was Finnish and he was Swedish. And here is another more official one. And on the back of the page I have clipped in a marriage photo. It's not them. This is from 1952, so it's a few years older, but I love her dress and I thought that would fit in perfectly here. And since you get the marriage certificate, you get the photo as well. And that's just clipped in all of it, so you can use it wherever you like. Tea-dye paper. This is from a French book about birds. We have more Franken paper. And as you can see, I have used all kind of paper. I have used line paper and empty receipts and invoices and all kind of stuff. Having so much fun. And I made the Franken pages in a video on this channel, so if you go to the history you can see all the Franken pages being made. This is also another ledger. It's big and this one folds out, so I have extended this flip with this lovely page with flowers on it. And here is also a small strip to keep this stuck. I have stamped with a butterfly on a piece of tea-dyed paper, and I just stamped outside the edges. Love the effect of that. In the center we have a receipt from 1892. And someone has bought some flour to bake with, and this is absolutely beautiful, and it's a bit fragile, so it's been mended. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's another flip of the ledger. I have added lots and lots of vintage and antique ephemera in this journal to make it even more special. Here's another piece of the Franken page, and here I have sewn on a paper bag, and the paper bag has a airmail envelope, and the airmail envelope has a tag, so it's a flippy flip. You can journal on here, and this idea came from Kathleen Maurer. She used it on a belly band, but I added it to a paper bag. In here is a journaling card that I made, and this is out of a book about marriage. And in here we have a tag as well that I made. This is just a, as you can see, Edith Holden, and I have stamped on it and added some label and sewn around it, backed it with some, and this is from the original fly leaf I have backed it with, so you can journal on the back of that. And here we have a vintage French letter from 1952. I cannot read it. The handwriting is really hard and it has seeped through a bit to the other side, but lovely and vintage. We have more tea-dyed paper. Here we have a tip-in, and this is a lovely black and white image. And it's been backed with a fly leaf from a book. Love it, absolutely gorgeous. And we have a page from the original text block, as you can see. Here on this tea-dyed paper I have added this is come up from a book about antique painters and paintings, and this is from The Birth of Venus. It's just her head, and I love it, and I wanted to add it. We have a big doily. We have some images from Borgholms Slottsruin. It is a castle that is in ruins on Öland in Sweden, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I go there in the summer and visit it sometimes. This is an interesting short page. You work, it's for collecting stamps, and when you have not stamps, but different shops had their own stamps, and you can, when you made a purchase, you receive the stamps according to the value, and then you put them in here, and when it was full you send it in and you receive gifts. I don't know what that's called in English, but that's how it went. We have more ledger, and this one is also a bit tall, so but that just flips up and down, and it's been reinforced. Here we have another envelope. That's part of a Franken page, and on top of it is another envelope, and on top of that is another envelope. So an envelope on an envelope on an envelope. I love playing with flips and things like that. And in this antique little envelope that's been glued shut because it was a bit fragile, we have a little empty receipt, and this is the envelope that the marriage certificate came in, so I added that as well. And inside of that I have made a tag. This is just an old fly leaf I have stamped on it, and it's been coffee dyed grungily, and yeah, this is Tim Holtz stamps. It's been mended with some cellophane tape, and it's all been backed onto the fly leaves of the book, and the book guts is actually still there, so that makes a little tab. I think that's absolutely so much fun. I have really played in this journal and had so much fun. And here is a small pocket with a little tag. I have done some decoupage in the back, a doily, and a Tim Holtz paper doll, and a label, and a small eyelet, and some lace. In the center we have Edith Holden, the chestnut. Here's another piece of Franken page. And here the ledger was a bit short, so I extended it with a Tim Holtz backdrop. Lots of different sizes and colors of pages to make it a bit more interesting. More of that stamp collector's book, and a page from the original text block. Love that image. That cute little chubby girl, I believe, coming with flowers to its mother. It's the lily of the valley. More of the doily and tea-dyed paper. And more of the text block. Love that image. And a really grungy coffee dyed page. This is an image from a book about Jönköping, which is a city really close to where I live and where I have lived as well. And this is probably from the 50s, I believe. It doesn't look like this anymore, but I love the old WW bus and the cars. And here is another image from the same book, of course. And this is so much fun because this doesn't show very well, but it says Granats fiskhandel Granat's fish trade. And Granat is my last name, so, and unfortunately no relations, but I thought it was so much fun. It's like an extra, I made this thing, so that's fun. We have a ledger with a little tab, and that is from the same paper as the end papers. Here's another Franken page with a piece of French ephemera, tea-dyed paper, fly leaf, I believe some envelope down here. And I've had so much fun. Oh, this is from the really old drawing book, school book with drawings. And here we have a genuine antique from 1869, 64 maybe, French document. It's a legal document, and it's been stamped and it's been embossed, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's on linen paper, and on top of it I have just clipped this little tag that I made in a use it or lose it, and inside it is a small journaling card, and that goes on here like so. Then we have another Franken page with an envelope. I have used lots of envelopes, and this is the first day cover. It's from China, and this is also an envelope, so it's a flip, and inside it is a vintage postcard. Love the handwriting, dear little mother, and then yeah, I can't read out which year it is, but really nice. And on this side I have let the flap of the envelope stay open, so it's I made a little collage with washi tape and a collage strip from Tim Holtz, and inside it is just a piece of vintage wallpaper border. I love the backing of that envelope. We have a ledger, and here is a tab that's made of some acetate wings from Tim Holtz. And this is another page from the book about Jönköping. I love the little girl. They are at a stall on a market, and there's toys, and she's pointing, I want that one. And this, I believe that's the grandmother or something. She doesn't look very impressed. So it's nice. And more images from that book. Tea-dyed paper, and this is from the original text block. Love this. With insects in it. Very Victorian. And tea-dyed paper. And page from the original text block with another lovely image with birds on it and their nest. Here we have another vintage. This is in, let me see, it's from 1951, and it is a proof of employment for Börje Johannesson. This is the same guy, that man that was on the marriage certificate, so this must come from the same estate. Ledger, 1923. More on the Franken page, and here we have this is from a watchmaker. And it's not filled in, so it's blank. This is from Flyleaf, from a book about baking and making candy. Here we have a lovely, it's also a ledger, but it's just lined, and it has lovely numbers on it. And here I have just clipped on a folio from a book about birds from 1945. Love that. On this part of the Franken page, I have just done on this lovely tall envelope, and inside it is a tag that I made. This is a really tall tag, and this is made out of a vintage document that's been folded in half, and I have backed it with some line vintage paper, and also put a little bit piece of tape up there. This is an image from a book about roses and a small label down here. I love this, so gorgeous. Oops. It's a bit tight when the book is so big. There we go. And that's the rest, the back, front of the envelope. It's about insurances, someone's insurance papers. And we'll have more of that lovely ledger. Here's a page from the book about roses. This is from the original text block, as you can see, and here is the book guts I put there and made a little collage with different laces and added a button in the center that I sewn on. This is not something I usually do, but I was inspired by Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. And that has the flip for this. This is an envelope that I have coffee dyed, and up here it was a window envelope. There's a little pocket, and let's see if I can get it out. You can see I have backed the pocket with a piece of scrapbooking paper, and inside it is just a little Tim Holtz card. And this one flips out, so you can journal all the way on both sides. So that's lots and lots of extra journaling space. We have tea dyed paper with a little label tab down there. Page from the original text block. More ledger. And down here we have a little bird's head and a piece of tape. Tea dyed paper. Here we have some French music paper, and that flips out. And here I have added a piece from the end papers, a little label, and this couple down here. And you can journal on the back of that. We have the last Franken page. And here in the center we have, this is from the bank. When you were born, you get a savings box, and this is the letter that came with it. And this is Tony, and he was actually the son of Eva and Börje that married and in the beginning of the book. So it all ties together. And here I have added another antique envelope as a pocket this time, and this is a card where you have applied for a, what's it called, apartment. And this is also Börje, so it's the same family. And in the center I have added an envelope to become a double pocket, and inside it is one card that's written on both sides, and on the other side we have a card from let me see, 1912 maybe. Yeah, hard to read, but I thought that was fun to add. Here's the back of the Frankie page. No, this is added to something. Another envelope. Yes, it's the back of the Franken page. Here's the back of the music paper, and I have added this lovely image with the girl and a little dog up there, and that's been backed on a piece of fly leaf from another book, and I have added it with some washi tape. Everywhere where there's washi tape, I have reinforced the washi tape with some extra glue, so don't worry, it will not get loose. Some tea dye paper and some ledger, and we have reached the last page. And this we made in a video, this little notepad. It's a doily that's been folded over, and here is some different papers, and it's just, if you loosen this little bow, everything comes loose. So I have just added it and tied it in, and I thought that was a fun idea. So that is it for this big eclectic journal, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you think of it, And this journal will be available in my Etsy store. I hope later today, but at the latest tomorrow morning. So go there, and if you're interested, follow the shop. Then you will get a notification when I have added it to the shop. So thank you all so much for watching. It's been lovely having you with me in the making of this journal, and I will be back really soon with another video. Bye for now.